Many people in today's world have the misconception that there were 16,000 wives of Krishna. The reason for that is closing the mind to knowing the full story and just reading parts of it. It is true that he had 8 wives who are fondly called and known as Ashtabharyas. But what is the story behind the 16,000 wives? Let's find out. It is rightly said that where there are conceptions, there are plenty of misconceptions too. It is like two sides of the coin. Where there is one side to a story, there is another one contradicting it or telling a different story altogether. Ancient Hindu culture stands very right to the above sentences. One needs to understand that we have a very rich culture of some of the most excellent mythological stories. However, all of these stories may not be easily believable due to the gravity of the concepts and tales told in these stories. We are certainly baffled when we hear stories about Lord Ram, Ravan, Hanuman and their adventures, Lord Krishna and his wonders, the Pandavas, the Kauravas, the great Kurukshetra war and much more. It is definitely hard to believe that all this was true and really these incidences happened and are in fact a part of the glorious legacy and history of our culture. Just like any other story from mythology, this story has its set of versions too. The crux of the story is the demon Narakasur, that is the king of Pragjyotisha. He is also the son of Varaha, an avatar of Vishnu, and Prithvi, the earth goddess. Narakasur was also known by the names Bhauma due to being the son of Prithvi and Bhaumasur, which is simply an amalgamation of the words Bhauma and Asura. He was so powerful that he had the strength of capturing all the 3 worlds, heaven, earth and hell, and he rightly used his strength, valor and power to do that. He managed to capture 16,000 princesses of a certain defeated nation. More information on this is given in Vishnu Puran, which says that these princesses were the lovely daughters of gods, saints, demons and kings. Adi Parva and Kalki Puran also mention that these were celestial nymphs. The demon captivated the women in Mani Parvata. Seeing the menace that was being caused by Narakasur, Lord Indra went to Sri Krishna for help. Krishna, along with his wife Satyabhama, who is said to be an incarnation of Prithvi Devi, arrived at the place where these princesses were captivated. Narakasur had a blessing from the gods that he would not be killed without his mother's wishes. He can only attain death if his mother truly hopes death on him. Krishna gave a tough fight to Narakasur, but the demon wasn't weak. There was one point where he attacked Krishna in a brutal way and Krishna fainted. This made Satyabhama furious at the demon and truly wished for his destruction. Krishna and Satyabhama started shooting arrows at him and he was finally killed. It was required for the princesses to maintain their dignity in the world and hence, Krishna decided to marry them and give them their dignity and respect back in the society. Some ancient texts say that he did not give himself to them as their husband but simply married to protect them from the vicious society. While other texts have mentioned that he gave them a home, hundreds of servants and made 1,000 parts of himself to spend time with the wives. So indeed, there were 16,000 wives of Krishna. But it is important to understand the purpose and emotion behind the act rather than looking at the act from a superficial perspective. Krishna was always caring, generous and hoped for only right in the world as he did in the story as well.